Sagittarius for February 2025. We are all going through Mars retrograde today, so it's really affecting our goal setting and achievement of our goals. So I will be doing this reading from the perspective of your money and career area, of course. How can we not just survive this period, right? But how can we thrive through that? I will also do that reading for your relationships and love area. And the ending of this reading will be with some small guidance from the universe. What is the main kind of like tip advice so that you could really ride the wave of these next months for you successfully, dear Sagittarius. So let's get started. By the way, if you really love the readings, keep sure that you subscribe to this channel because I do them lives and I do them regularly. So the first question is, what's in store for you, dear Sagittarius, for your money and career area? Oh, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man we can see here. By the way, if you have any questions, just keep writing them here. I will answer absolutely every question of yours, dear beautiful souls, in the end of this session live. All right, 10 of Cups. What an interesting combination we have in here, the Hanged Man and 10 of Cups. Seems like the month is promising to start with some kind of really change of perspective for you and seeing everything from what it truly is predestined to be for you, dear Sagittarius, for these months. And that is the month of abundance flow, actually. So do you see how everything is overflowing? So opportunities will be opening up for you during these months. 7 of Swords. Okay. 2 of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. 3 of Cups. That's a very, very interesting combo, what we can see here. What is quite clear for me is that you will not have tremendous obstacles in your career and money area, actually, Sagittarius, just because all the cards which we pulled here are tremendously fantastic, except one when you need to watch your surrounding, in fact. And this surrounding may create certain kind of obstacles here for you. So you really need to see who lifts your energy up and who puts you down, in fact, and find those companions around you who really support you, at your work. Okay, so very, very important just to have that in mind for you. Now, it is promising to be here that kind of change of cycle. Once you enter February, if you were on the downward cycle, somehow there should be some kind of uplift. That's why we can see here the start of our reading with this Hanged Man, and then it's followed by 10 of Cups in here. So it's really like that energy of my cup overflows, the energy of abundance. It's just filling this whole month for you. That's what I sense. But in order to allow it to happen, you want to just to be in that continuous self-release. Do you see how she's releasing all the swords, all the unnecessary thoughts which are already not serving her? So you want to just contemplating, have that self-reflective process through these months as well, so that to keep that balance, because you see what we have in here, that release and keeping that balance, like weaving the thread in your career, right, at your work, in a very balanced way. You see Yin and Yang here, so she's weaving her thread patiently and in a very balanced way, in a gentle way, because one unnecessary movement, just like, and this thread may be broken. So just remember about that, dear Sagittarius, so that, you would not fall victim under the spell of those snakes, the snakes, which actually keep on rising and here trying to catch you. And those snakes may be represented through these months, like, you know, some gossips or some manipulative like people around you. So you just need to watch who really supports you, and cling to them. You know, so anyone who really lifts your energy up at your work, and you don't want to share, of course, it's a general principle, anything out loud, and your new endeavor, your new idea to everyone. Just keep watching who can really support you in the process, who can be truly joyful for you. Otherwise, guess what? It may be really wild. It might be really wild if you just share it to the person who is like that hidden snake, you know, who can really take your idea, steal it from you, not allowing you to fly at your career. So just keep on watching, have that cautious attitude within you. And keep weaving the thread in your career, because actually, as I mentioned to you, there will be like that uplift, like that surge in your career. Everything will start just flowing, because this card is actually represents the change of direction, and you will start seeing like new solutions, opportunities, anything, who knows, maybe even the change of career. But I do not recommend you to do it immediately, you know, to rush into it, because we have here this card, right? We have Two of Pentacles, and it's reminding us, hey, just go cautiously through these months. Still, go cautiously through everyone around you. There might be some manipulative like people around. You want to just have that attitude, hey, is it something what lifts my energy up? Do I sense on an inner level if it's supporting me or not? And only cling to those perspectives, to those ideas, to those offers and proposals which lift you up, okay? So that's very, very important distinguishment here. All right, so let's have a look also at your love and relationship area, and see what's in store for you in there. So for February 2025, just a reminder that Mars retrograde finishes on the 23rd of February, right? And it's creating, just like that small devil, creating small obstacles around us on achieving to what we truly want. So we want just to understand how we can go through this period in a beautiful way for us. So what's in store for you for February, dear Sagittarius, in love and relationship? Oh, Eight of Pentacles. That's a promising beginning, you know, just like I love this card. Nine of Swords. Ooh, the beginning of roller coaster. And it's coming from your doubts and concerns. It seems like everything is promising to be good, but you have doubts and concerns, and this exactly what may put you, like, what may shut you down from kind of like experiencing the relationships, either which one you have or will have during this month, on a new level, on a new joyful level. There are some doubts and concerns about those people around you, you know. And these concerns, they seem to be not working for you. They are working actually against you. That Nine of Swords in this case is like, you know, these unnecessary doubts and concerns when we don't trust. So don't trust people. And you see what? The Seven of Swords is following that. You see, it's like, just like the universe is saying to you, in fact, hey, dear beautiful soul, just release it. These are untruthful doubts and concerns. You want to release it. Whichever work of release you can do here, using your journal, let's say, or maybe some shadow work, or maybe some energy healing work, or maybe even some cleanse work with your body, whatever will help you to release and start that release on a physical level, energetical level, emotional level, mental level. This will all be good for you during these coming months, actually, and will help you not to get stuck under the attack of those anxious thoughts, and the thoughts which are really do not allow you to trust people around you, to trust a life. So that's a very, and discern. So that's a very interesting thing, because in this career reading which I made for you, you have to be cautious and find the right surrounding. So what I clearly sense here is that it's all about developing that sense of discernment for you. Discernment, clearly seen. That's what this month is about for you. So let's have a look. What else do we have here? The Emperor. So establishing that structure, establishing that clarity. You see what I said to you, like that discernment, clarity. Do you see how clearly he sees? So that's not necessarily that you will meet that Emperor if you are single at this month. It's more of that inner self-work. That's what I sense from here, and establishing that discernment and clarity, right? Order, inner order within you. That's so-called like a preparatory month for you, for some more to happen next month. So that's kind of like more deep inner relationships, deep inner self-talk, and deep inner healing, which you will be going through these coming months. Oh, and this will bring you to more to follow afterwards. You will become like that queen of your creation, that empress, if you truly start discerning who is right and who is wrong for you. So yeah, that's an amazing month for you to go through that healing release process, releasing absolutely all the anxiety within you, all the distrust, and developing that structure and order. So I would highly recommend to maybe go through some teachings, find some teacher or guide for you whom you truly resonate with, and who can help you to establish that clarity, so that finally there is a big potentiality for you to actually be open for so much more to come into your life, new relationships, new support, everything what will support you in that process for you to create more impact in this life. Okay, so it might be, if you are single, you are preparing yourself through this month for the new relationships. You're not stepping in this month into the new relationship. That's not about it. It's about that self-plans work. And then in the next month, let's say in March, April, there will be, if you do that work properly, as I described to you right now, you will be ready already for more to come, for a right person to come into your life. If you're already in relations, then you will be opening much more potentialities in you, much more potential in you to do more impact in life, to heal more wounds in you, to really heal those parts in you which stop you from moving forward in doing more impact into this world. Now, I also promised to you that I will give you the certain guidance, the guidance from the universe, which kind of claim you want to have, so that you would start already attracting that discernment and clarity into your life, right? And so that you would be attracting that proper support into your life to heal all these aspects within your heart. So what could be that claim? Oh, love is my teacher. In one of my previous readings, I had it for another sign actually, and that's an amazing teacher. That's your guide. You remember I told you who is your guide? That's your guide. So any kind of person who is really lifting you up, who is really resonating with you from a love perspective, right? So you feel much better after watching that person. You just want to be around that presence, right? That sacred presence of that person. That's what will be a good preparatory practice for you to step in a healthy way into the next month of March. Alrighty, so I hope all these served you well. Now I will answer any questions, if any. You have the last chance in here. If you have more questions after this reading, you can type them in your comments. So you can ask your questions in here. Thank you, spirits, just right now. So if you want to ask the question in a private way, you can actually go to our Facebook group at Starry Secrets, or you can go to my website and you can write to Julia@calmoura.com, and I will answer all your questions privately. Actually, I'm here for you. If it is a public question and you want just to have the answer right now, just type it now. I will finish this video, but I will type it in the comments already. So yeah, just be brave now. Okay, so regarding shall I marry my ex in future or not? So before actually answering any kind of questions about ex, right? So I know a few couples who were remarrying their exes actually, and they married, they divorced, they married even again. It's not even about that question if I should marry or not. In the end of the day, all the relationships which you are stepping into, these are relationships with yourself. Through any kind of relationships, we are healing the wounds in our hearts. You know, there were so many times when I keep hearing from my clients, hey, I want a relationships, but then they step into relationships. I don't want those relationships. So before actually stepping into, especially marriage, that's the obligation. It's already a legal obligation, okay? So before stepping into that, you want to make sure that you heal absolutely everything within you, or at least to the maximum. So devote some time, let me, Stanley, devote some time actually to really seeing and healing yourself. Okay, there is a ton of practices which you can use to actually establish that proper scene for that question. Questions occur into our mind only when we don't see. So you want to heal yourself from all these doubts and concerns first, and then absolutely everything will be so clear, okay? So we need to understand the higher purpose of any kind of relationship, Stanley, which occur into our lives. I remember how I was stepping into very, very obscure and moments of my life when I was mainly, and I just like kept meeting guys who were really breaking my heart all the freaking time. So what happened in the end, I said stop before going into any kind of relationships. I want to just rebalance myself, okay? I want to rebalance myself first. I want to heal all these wounds first. And I want to find some teacher, some guide for me who will bring me to that balance, staying properly on my 2 feet, right? And not just in a shaky way. And only afterwards I met my husband, with whom I'm happily married for more than 10 plus years already. And that was that kind of like sniper shot, you know, that revelation which I had. If you don't give yourself that pause, that race, Stanley, for a while, and you immediately like go into the relationships with the ex, then what may happen is that turmoil may continue. So actually, it's okay to even marry again to your ex once you are renewed both, or once you changed and now you want to continue working with that soul. So that's totally okay. We are all free beings here in our choices, okay? Just you need to understand the higher purpose behind the relationships. And then so that you would not just, you know, be like that soldier who doesn't know where he shoots, but be like that sniper who makes one shot, and that shot is really exact, you know, it's really exact, and you're just like, wow, that's a fit. One of the biggest questions, which I would actually even recommend you asking yourself, is this the right man and woman for me? Is this the right man and woman for me? And do not think, just see what's sensing in the guts. If the first answer is no, I would propose to step away for some while from those relationships, all right? If the answer is yes, I would say before stepping even there again, if there was some turmoil, you want to just on some level heal yourself first if you feel there is some disturbances there. Because remember, when we start seeing, we stop asking questions. It becomes really concrete and exact. It's just like in the light. Right now, I see you, you see me. But if I switch off the light, I will start asking questions: where to go, where is the screen, how to see. So it's all about opening up this third eye chakra, starting seeing, and we use actually tarot cards for that guidance, for that clarity. That's an amazing tool for that. And that's exactly what I am teaching here. So let's see which are the questions we have. All right, I come back to the beginning. Okay, so what's the ethnicity soulmate? So when you meet, this is the term, if you start opening up yourself to the term, what is the soulmate? Soulmate, it's whom you feel with your soul. It's like your one soul family. You feel so much at home nearby that person. It does not need necessarily be even like the person of a separate sex, so-called, like we are in different relationships, right? But it can be even the soulmate. It's not discussed here on a wide level, but we are like soulmates of one soul family. One soul family, we are already soulmates on some level. We are pieces of one pie, So when we are talking about that soul family, we are feeling each other. We are feeling that congruency between each other. We are feeling that once I step into that soul family, I feel so much aligned. I feel who I am. My heart literally opens up. And I just feel literally like the queen, like the empress. I'm sitting, like everything is aligned with me. And when we are talking about ethnic differences or ethnic coherency here, it's something what we, on some level, we try to kind of like take something from a soul perspective to a certain ethnic group. But I want to tell you, this term ethnicity, soulmate, even ethnic, it's like not coherent on some level together if you think about these. Thank you, spirits. I'm just talking to your name here, to a person who is called Thank You, Spirits. That's a beautiful name. So when we go to the soulmate's perspective, it's beyond any kind of physicality, okay? It's beyond any kind of differences here. You may be having any kind of ethnic group, but I am so aligned with my soul with you that we are members of one soul family. So you cannot serve two masters. You must understand, either you serve the master of spirit, right? Or you serve the master of kind of like that it's not even earth, it's, I would say, matter. So matrix, matter, right? Because behind everything on this earth is spirit, is energy. It's already the proven fact. In quantum physics, it was proven that behind everything is energy. Energy is equal, it equals mass multiplied by speed in quadrants, speed of light in quadrants. So we are all actually condensed energies here. Condensed energies. And then we are searching our soul family, right? If we keep on searching based on how we look like, we will be diluted, like diluted in that perspective. We must search those people that our soul family, you remember this card, three of cups, we really must be searching for those people who lift us up, for people in presence of whom we are feeling like queens, we are feeling much more order and clarity, okay? And then, do you know that these two cards, these are powerful cards, and when we feel right in the presence of those people with clarity, structure, and order, and all the abundance, they lift us up continuously. Then there is the next card in the flow of major arcana. The sequence in the major arcana, by the way, matters. And the next card is Hierophant. And Hierophant is higher knowledge card. Okay? So we get access to higher knowledge in the right surrounding. That's very, very important. I hope I answered your question here. So let's see. Will I win tiny is asking me here, will I win the lottery jackpot? Been manifesting for years. Now, look, it is absolutely possible to win things here, Tiny. The law of manifestation works in a very easy way. I manifesting things like this in my life. It's super easy. You just want to establish that pure illuminated consciousness here and ask like with that childlike approach. But I want to ask you a question. Do you have already the plan what to do with that winning? Because I will explain to you one thing. And just not so long ago, I read an interesting story, and we need to be really, really clear why we ask what. I have actually the course even about how to manifest things properly with a pure mind perspective. But before going there, I want you, Tiny, ask yourself a question. Do you know what to do with that? Do you know how to manage that money? Because, you know, there were so many cases when people were winning a ton of money here, and then they ended up being broken. And this is just to investigate, where will I direct this money? Where will I put it? Where will I invest it? Actually, that's very, very important question. Otherwise, this amount of money may break you. So whenever we have something here, we have to manage it. We have body, Tiny, we have body. Do we have to manage it? If I don't manage my body, then it becomes like a burden in my life, right? I don't manage it properly. Let's say I say, hey, I want a relationship. If I don't know how to manage marriage, relationships, how to manage myself, how to be a powerful communicator, then it becomes a burden. It becomes a real burden. It's already easier to be on your own, you know? So any kind of possession here, it kind of inquires that management skills. So we need to start having more on our shoulders. So I would really thoroughly recommend you, Tiny, to investigate where would you direct that money for. And I promise you, if you just start being very clear about that, let's say you need that lottery for having a house. Instead of saying then, I want a lottery, ask the house, okay? Ask the house in a specific location anywhere, because you want to understand what do you need it for, okay? Very, very important. Or let's say I want to just to create some charity, or I wanted to help that child, or I want to just write a book and to spread my impact into this world. But then don't ask for just that damn money. Ask for that specific thing for what you're asking money for. That's very important. That's exactly what I am teaching in my course. And then we are going through lots and lots of practices there. All right. So I hope I answered your question. Just small limitations of time. I try to make it for every one of you here. Now, let's see. How I get to know she is for me now. It's Danish. So Danish, that's a good question. It means like how I get to know if this person is right for me or wrong for me, right? It's very, very powerful question. I think you asked it just after I told you like if it's right or wrong. From one perspective, for women, it's easy. We just close our eyes, we ask that question, and it's just pumping up from our guts, because we're extremely intuitive beings. We women are. If we are only just like in this go, go, go method, then we start disconnecting ourselves from intuition. But I want to tell you that for men, it is slightly more complex to connect to the intuition, really. So I understand your question in here. So in this case, you want just to come from values perspective. See what you value in life right now. What do you value in life? And then talk to her. I'm sure you're a very intelligent person. So talk to her, start asking questions, and understand by deriving through those questions, what does she value in life? I promise you, if your values are not aligned at this particular moment, the odds are the odds are that you will not be together in a happy way, okay? Now, let me give you the example. I know a couple, beautiful couple, an amazing couple. They've been living together for actually 5 years in LA. So really amazing people. But what happened is she started wanting a child, being driven by the time, hey, I need a child now. She was at that time 31. So, but he went to Sadhguru. You know, there is this beautiful being here. He's spreading lots of light, actually. So he went to Sadhguru and he said, no, I'm not ready for children at this moment. They were misaligned in their biggest value, in fact. And they tried to make it happen for a year. Didn't happen because she was on the urge. And he wanted to go through lots of spiritual experiences with her together and have children later. He was not willing to actually go into that childbirth experience at that moment. So with that small example, I show you how the misalignment in your values and goals for the specific period of time may bring you up to disorder, to tormenting each other, although you can be really two beautiful beings. Okay, so that's from logical perspective, it's specifically for you, Danish. Okay, so let's see what else do we have. Oh, Labanese, thank you so much for this beautiful comment. I'm pretty sure you're a very beautiful soul as well. We all are beautiful here, in fact. We just need to continue seeing that beauty, because what we see, we become. We see and we heal other souls through seeing that beauty. Even if something is not aligned, you know, let's say you have a child here and people around you tell you, hey, your child is not beautiful. No, I see beauty there. And you can heal through that seership your children. That's the attitude which you want to develop towards every kind of relationship you have here, towards every kind of relationships you step into. Because in the end of the day, cosmos is beautiful and we are all cosmic beings. So yeah, thank you for these beautiful comment. All right. So Danish, let me see, I'm also doing same, but how I get to know now that it's time for the girl. I think, Danish, I asked you, answered your question regarding these values. Do that process, okay? Understand your values. By the way, I don't know if you are in tarot or not. If you want to learn, I have the things which can teach you from scratch, or you can just learn in your way. This is a powerful tool to understand who you truly are, that self-guidance and clarity tool. You can use maybe like some help from therapists to understand your values as well. Any other professional, by the way. So you can use just that self-reflection, journaling practice. The more you use any kind of processes which help you understand you, and then you start asking those same type of questions to your girlfriend, guess what? You will start gaining that clarity in your way with your toolkit. And either way, you will go to the same, that right or wrong, is this girl right or wrong for me, through values. It's the logical way for guys, by the way. Okay. So I have done that. I'm all recovered now, all great now. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you, spirits. So your question was about this ethnicity, soulmates. Where is he from? So look, if your like question, again, I understand what you say. So do you remember what I mentioned to you? Thank you, spirits. That do you serve the master of spirit, or do you really want to serve matter? Behind every matter is spirit. Now, if your question is to which soul family it belongs, right? From that perspective, because there are many soul families here, I would recommend you to really develop your own intuition here. Develop your own intuition and see if that person is lifting you up, because all this nonsense about the mental constructs, which currently is, it's kind of like classifying, our mind is classifying and cutting us from who we truly are, just like Caesars, you know. So you want just to establish, thank you spirits, the connection to your intuition first. Then the questions which you ask will stop being asked, I promise you, because you will start seeing your soul family immediately. You will start resonating to it immediately. Nobody can tell you anything here. You will not live in the reality of mental constructs. You will create those mental constructs. Okay, and that's the first thing to do. The foundation to start seeing is to develop that connection to your intuition, from which the clarity arises. All right. Okay. Okay, Danish. What if I have some dream, some vision, which I probably remember, and some I didn't, but the remember one actually happens after a few days of dreams. Some vision and I properly, some I didn't, but the remember one. Okay, so that's so-called like when we think about something, we contemplate it through our visions, through our dreams, and then the person who was in our dreams, he somehow appears in our reality after that, even if we didn't see that person after a while. That's what you mean, Danish. I hope that I was clear about your question. So if that is the question, this whole area of dreams is the area of astral body. And that's the area of mastering our emotions. So we don't want to believe absolutely everything what we see in our dreams. Our dreams, if we are really connected to cosmos, right? If we are truly connected to our intuition, and we get that cosmic connection through connectedness to our intuition, our dreams become like really pure. We start communicating with cosmos through those dreams. You know, sometimes you may have even lucid dreaming. So I'm just saying that when we are not still establishing that connection, and when we are not having that intuition still opened up in ours, many dreams, they may be the dreams as a product when someone is thinking about us, in fact. And then guess what's happening? Someone is thinking about us, this appears in our dreams, and then we see that person in reality because there was certain type of influence. Okay, certain type of influence. That might be the case. Or maybe we somehow get back to the past memory. We have some sorrow about those relationships, something unresolved. We had it in our dream. Now we start truly manifesting it in this reality because we get curious why we had it in our dream. So there are so many things here which can be the course of it. Okay, so I need to work with you one-on-one to understand what's happening there, just to address it. I'm just giving you the potentialities, but I'm telling you that the only way to truly start seeing correctly and mastering yourself is to establish that connectedness to your intuition and to your heart center, because astral body is very connected with it. Okay, our emotional center, all our emotions are actually happening through that astral body, in fact. So we want just on some level heal that part of ours. Okay, and by the way, in the tarot world, we can see even the whole pathway of how our emotions and how our astral body can be opening up, how it's developing. So we can see it even through the cups journey. I explain it in also in many of my courses, but what I want to tell you is that you want to just start from really understanding this one idea. Do I want to be a wanderer in life? Like wandering in life, figuring out stuff, and that's when you continuously will continue have questions. Or I want to heal myself, establish that balance, right? Become like a Buddha. And that there is only one process for that. Establish that connection to your intuition. Very important. Start that cleanse process, which will be the trigger for all the transformation happening afterwards. Intuition is the key today for that discernment which must happen within. Today we cannot just rely on logic. It will bring us to nowhere. By the way, we have in tarot cards the extrapolation of the lost cards in the swords, the 10 of swords before the court cards. I want to show you that. So do you see these cards, the 10 of swords? It's what's happening to us when we are in pure logic. Okay, when we are in pure logic, Danish, that's what's happening. So we don't allow any intuition to step into ours, and then we have mental crisis. Okay, that's the representation of auto-destruction, the mental crisis, Alzheimer, all this stuff happening in ours. Whatever it is, the representation afterwards, when we are losing that connection to our souls, and we don't see the way out, you know. So we become living in that reality of mental construct, in the hypnotic reality of matrix too much. That's all what we see. And then guess what? By the end of our lives, you want it or not, but we develop that anguish in us. It's kind of like that despair, you know, after like not seeing the way out. And that's what I'm observing in many here around me. So you just want to be aware of this stuff. But there is still hope. We can lift ourselves up through reestablishing that connectedness to our intuition. That's exactly what I'm teaching here. How can we strengthen our intuition? How can we increase our sense of our will, you know? Not just the sense of our logic, the will. All right, let's see what else. Okay. I'm reading the next of the comments here, guys. So, 𝐋𝐄𝐆𝐀𝐋, I hope I spelled it correctly. If you are writing the song, which is really about uplifting humanity and impacting souls here, and you keep that one thought in your mind, you keep that one thought that you write this song for the greater good, you want it or not, you will write such a song which will touch hearts of others. And you don't allow any naysayers, no doubts, no concerns, and you keep asking from this universe. You have this one single thought. There is a card, Ace of Swords. I want to show you this card right now, 𝐋𝐄𝐆𝐀𝐋. I hope again, I'm sorry if I don't spell your name correctly, your nickname here. But yeah, so this guy actually wrote that he's writing this song and he wants it to be viral. So this song may be viral with one single thing. If this song will uplift others, you write it for the greater good. And you keep it and you ask that virality for this song from the universe. You ask it with this one single thought, that it will bring many people to clarity, it will bring many people to light. And I promise you, you can even come back to me if you do this, that just like really wire it, write it down in your journal. Hey, God, universe, whatever you call it, just ask for this fact that I write it, like, and watch this symbol. Watch this symbol. You can make even the screenshot. Watch this symbol and you have only this single thought. I am willing, say that way. I am willing to write this song to uplift others. Please help me. Please help me to make it viral. Okay? Please help me to make it in such a way that it will uplift others and attract to me as many people as possible so that they will be uplifted and happy by listening to this soul. So when you say it that way and you start claiming it, writing down, especially before sleep, and have this image in mind, okay? This is Ace of Swords from the tarot cards. This is my deck, the Tree Devia Tarot deck. I designed it specifically with all these powerful symbols so that you could start communicating with the universe, with your intuition, through the power of symbolism. Our soul is enlivened through the power of symbols, not through logic mental constructs, okay? Through symbolism, through songs, okay? That's what you want to do here. All right, so do not ask it for your fame, okay? Do not ask it for money and abundance. Ask it again, Robmech, for impact, for people, to lighten them up. Because in the end of the day, I want to ask you a question. In 100 years from now, what will really matter? Only people will matter, you know? People will matter. If you lighten up with your song, people here, they will spread it with that light to their children. Their children will spread that part of light to their children. This is so contagious. You become like that genius of light here. That's what we are after, right? To lighten each and everyone up. So when you have that identity within you, you develop it, you become strong, rooted in between two worlds, heaven and earth. You kind of like put that heaven to earth in here through your songs. So just use that small secret. All right. All right, so guys, I see there are no more questions. I was really happy today to serve you. If you will have more, just ask me in the comments after this video. You also have access to my website, calmoura.com, to our support there, whatever works for you. If you want some private question, you can write to Yulia, Yulia, that's my name, at calmoura.com. That's actually the website. So if you have questions which are private, I will be very happy to answer you there. Okay, I'm here for you. Blessings and wishing you an amazing day to come.